Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to demystify the artificial intelligence you literally use every single day. Look, if you've ever typed a prompt into a screen and just marveled at the response, you might kind of think you're talking directly to an AI brain. But there is a massive difference between the shiny interface you're looking at and the actual raw engine powering it. So today we're separating that interface from the engine, and we're breaking down the absolutely crucial differences between chatbots and large language models, or LLMs. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so to really understand how to optimize your time with AI, let's start with a surprisingly simple question. And honestly, this might completely change how you view your daily workflow. Why do we use chatbots instead of just interacting with large language models directly? It's a great question, right? Think about it. When you go to a site like ChatGPT, Mistral, or Perplexity, you're using a chatbot, not the raw underlying model. But why? Why have that middleman? What is that chatbot actually doing for you that the raw AI just can't do on its own? Let's dive into Section 1, defining the engine and the interface.
So, standalone large language models. We're talking about models like GPT-4o, Llama 3, or Claude 3.5. These are the pure, unadulterated powerhouses of the AI world. They process language and generate just incredible responses. But here is the massive catch. On their own, they literally do not maintain conversation continuity. They cannot recall past interactions. They simply look at the absolute most recent input you gave them, predict the next best words, and just stop. They're incredibly smart, for sure, but they essentially have the memory of a goldfish.
Chatbots, on the other hand, are like this sleek dashboard designed to handle that ongoing dialogue. They're AI systems purposely built to simulate natural, multi-turn human conversations. They sit right between you and that raw LLM engine. So they take your prompt, package it up, communicate with the underlying LLM, and then present the answer back to you in a way that really feels like a continuous, flowing conversation. They are the bridge.
Which brings us to Section 2, the secret sauce, simulated memory.
You see, the real secret sauce making this whole thing work is simulated memory. Because a chatbot maintains this memory throughout your entire conversation, it can handle follow-up questions and clarifications totally effortlessly. It mimics natural human interaction, which makes the AI feel like a helpful assistant rather than some kind of rigid text calculator. And this simulated memory is exactly what allows chatbots to support multi-turn problem solving, things like customer service tasks, where fixing an issue actually takes a back-and-forth exchange. Without that chatbot layer, the AI would literally forget who you are every single time you hit enter.
Okay, let's look at Section 3, side by side, the what is 2 plus test.
So imagine we give the exact same, incomplete prompt to both systems. What is 2 plus? On side A, the raw standalone LLM, GPT-4o, bluntly tries to mathematically finish the text sequence. It just spits out 2 plus 2 equals 4. It doesn't really care about you. It just wants to complete the pattern. But look over at side B. The chatbot, ChatGPT, recognizes that the prompt is incomplete. It uses a super conversational, helpful tone saying, "It seems like you didn't complete your question. If you meant to ask what is 2 plus 2, then the answer is 4. See the difference? It guides you. It clarifies. It's acting as a conversational partner, not just an autocomplete tool."
Moving on to Section 4, shared boundaries, context length, and tokens. Now, to really master AI, you have to understand context length. This is the absolute maximum amount of text that a model can consider when generating a response during an interaction. You can think of it as the AI's short-term memory capacity. If your conversation gets too long and exceeds this context length, the oldest, most important details literally just fall right out of its memory. And this is exactly why in a really long chatbot session, you'll sometimes find the AI totally forgetting your initial instructions, and you have to go back and reprime it with the essential information. And we measure this memory capacity in tokens, not actual words. Take a look at the phrase, "I don't like eggs." Instead of reading whole human words, these models break text down into chunks. It literally chops up the phrase into pieces. I don't like eggs. Some words are single tokens, while others get chopped into multiple tokens based on characters or syllables. And actually, this strange chopping method is exactly why AI notoriously struggles to count the letter R in the word strawberry. It doesn't see letters, you guys, it sees tokens.
So why should you even care about how an AI chops up words? Well, first off, exceeding your maximum token count causes that dreaded AI amnesia, where it forgets your details. But more importantly for your day-to-day workflow, balancing context length directly impacts your wallet. Pricing for a lot of these underlying models is charged strictly on a per-token basis.
Every single token you send in your prompt and every token it generates in its response costs a fraction of a cent. It adds up fast.
Let's wrap this up with Section 5, Application, choosing the right tool.
Bringing this all together, you really want to use chatbots like ChatGPT or Perplexity when you have ongoing conversations, maybe sustained customer support, or multi-step complex problem solving where you need a back-and-forth dialogue to refine the answer. For ongoing dialogue, chatbots win out hands down. But for quick tasks, you should switch to the raw LLM. Plugging directly into an engine like GPT-4o is absolutely perfect when you just need a really fast text summarization or a quick sentence completion without needing any conversation history. It's faster, it's more direct, and because you aren't dragging around this massive simulated memory of past tokens, it can be significantly more cost-effective.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to choosing the exact right tool for the exact right task. You now know the difference between the friendly dashboard and the raw, powerful engine running underneath it. So now that you understand the mechanics of simulated memory and the reality of token limits, how will this knowledge reshape the way you prompt your AI tomorrow? Stop talking to the dashboard when you really only need the engine. Thank you for joining me on this explainer, and happy prompting!